Aloha Maui. Aloha, I'm Alaka I Paleka, and this episode is brought to you by the Hawaii Community Foundation. You can find us wherever you find your podcasts at Talk Aloha Maui. You can find us on YouTube at Aloha Maui. Today, we are very fortunate to be talking story with another Hawaii Community Foundation grantee, PONO Legal, helping those that were affected by the fires navigate their recovery journey. We are in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. She's the daughter of Maui's #1 most sought-after divorce lawyer and the Hawaiian Canoe Club founding member. Daughter of Diane Ho. This is Heidi Ho. Yes, she kept her name, even though she's married and has, 2 children, babe?
Yes.
And where did they go? Harvard, Yale?
Yale.
Girl. And you from Makawao?
Makawao, yes.
Girl. Heidi Ho, how are you?
Thank you so much for inviting us and having us on your show.
It is our privilege. And I remember a time when you said you didn't even want to be a lawyer.
Well, I never like be one fiery kind lawyer because I didn't, like fighting. I would like mediate in my family.
You're the daughter of Diane. Oh, babes, what you need? What you need? She will get it for you. You blind and you cannot drive.
Yeah.
Let me get you a car.
Oh, my goodness. You heard that story. She did that.
Let me get you a car, babes.
I know. She's
We're going to
amazing.
count it as a credit. Yeah. We can sell that car. No worry, babes.
Yeah.
We can make some dollars.
Exactly. You might need that.
I tell you. Oh, okay, so you went to school later in life? Or you went to school?
I maybe took 2 years off from undergrad and went to law school after that. Yeah.
So what kind of law did you want to do?
I wanted to do what I'm actually doing now, which is amazing.
Okay.
But I did do, right out of law school, I ran an immigrant battered women's project in Boston.
God bless.
So I did immigration, Violence Against Women's Act.
In Boston?
Yeah.
I thought they were all nice up there.
I know,
Boston.
yeah.
La-di-da,
Yeah,
babes.
get one choke. Sorry, can I say that? Plenty kind.
You can say whatever is true.
But there's plenty Cambodians in Boston and a lot of immigrants. Yeah,
I was not aware.
Yeah, so I was able to do immigration law and help women who are in dire straits. So.
Okay, so you went to law school. Mm-hmm. You met your husband, girl.
Before law school, I met him.
Before law school. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought Heidi Ho would marry a preacher?
Oh, my goodness. I know. That is the joke of our school, yeah?
Right.
But yeah, because usually when they take me out and we go for drinks or something, they're like, check, guess what her husband does? And it's usually plumber, but I mean, not good thing to plumbers.
Right.
But yeah, so he's a priest. He's an Episcopal priest. He's the kind who can marry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're smart.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to marry him, yeah.
Yeah.
For
Girl,
sure.
That's awesome. So you're a lawyer. You're married. You have 2 children. You're in Boston.
Oh, no, I'm in San Francisco.
Oh, you're in San Francisco.
Yeah, so when I first started, I was in Boston because he was getting his doctorate.
Wow, girl,
Yeah,
you followed your husband.
Yeah.
Girl, I love that.
I know, yeah. So I ended up taking the bar in California because that's where I went to law school. And then I went to Boston.
And you got to do Hawaii.
Oh, of course, because you kind of wave in later. So you got to take Hawaii. And you got to be with mom, so.
And how long did it take for you to pass all 3 bars?
1 year. So they only offer the bar in February and July. So I did July, February, July.
So you're not only beautiful, you're smart.
Oh, thank you.
You passed 3 bars in a year?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And you're a teacher now?
Yes.
Oh, wait, professor, because you teach at college?
At the law school at University of San Francisco School of Law. Like her eyes so big. I know.
Wicked.
He know me a long time, so.
Right. Are you surprised too, or is it just me?
I'm not surprised at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I've known her for a long time, and she's super smart.
We went high school together, so.
Are you both warriors?
We are.
Imua.
We're
We're industrious men.
So I know Pono because we used to work together. He was a hula dancer,
Oh, he can move
We
his
used to work
hips.
for Samako at the Sheraton Luau when they had all the cabanas. But now they have that new building. But you were quite employed at the time.
I
Peter
was.
Koto Davis.
Yes, I was.
You were a dancer?
I was a dancer. I was a firefighter. I worked in a
Right.
surf shop. I worked in a shoe store, and I drove limousines.
Yeah.
industrious.
He can. Good and industrious men and women.
I think I was more confused than anything. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
So you live in Lahaina.
I do.
You worked in Lahaina. Weren't you the captain or something?
Yes, so I retired in 2022 as a fire captain at Lahaina Fire Station.
You retired.
I retired.
You're young.
Not that young, but I
Kind
retired.
of young, baby.
Yeah.
You're kind of young to retire. But he had age and service.
I had years.
Years.
And yeah, so
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
My age was, I was under for retiree, but at the time that I got in, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
It was just years of service, yeah.
I don't think you can even collect your Social Security yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Babes, I love that. So, the fire happens on August 8, 2023. Traumatizing to the whole entire island of Maui. Kihe Kula Lahaina. What happened and how was PONO Legal created?
Right.
And how did you start helping your classmate?
So I was home for the summer, because I teach, I can be home in the summertime, and I just left to start school because law school starts in August, and so I wake up Wednesday morning, and I'm seeing all the pictures of what happened. Devastated, not sure what to do, and feeling that's the time I think when you feel so far and so helpless when you're not home when something like this happens. And my mom, like you said, is head coach of Hawaiian Canoe Club, so they activated the canoes and the boats to get resources because the road was closed on Wednesday down over to Lahaina. They went to Canoe Beach to drop off provisions and stuff like that.
She's a doer.
Yeah, and I have a brother who does water filtration, and another brother who does propane. So I felt like they're so useful and helpful.
Yeah.
And then by Thursday, we were doing GoFundMe to get friends gas and that kind of stuff to take the trucks over with food and everything to Lahaina. And by Friday, I was like, what can I do? Right? I'm so far away right now, and what is my skill or what is my contribution to help and fix this? And so what I could do is figure out what happens in a disaster legally, right? There are so many things that Hawaii, we don't have the Katrina rule, which allows other lawyers from other states to come and help us when there is a disaster, in disaster law type of stuff. Oh, sorry, did I do this? And so what I realized is that I need to activate my Hawaii bar, and I need to come home when I can to help provide free legal services. And so that's what I started to do. And a friend of mine said, hey, if we start a 501c3, then we could get money from San Francisco and our friends in the Bay Area and to help support so we could get an office. And my mom had just retired in July, so we was like, okay, we're going to take your office. Can use your phone number.
It's iconic. The Diane Ho law office is iconic.
I know, it's beautiful, right? All her pool kene and
right.
Everything. So we were able to have office staff. I mean, amazing people we trust, and she's trusted on Maui. So
your mom is trusted.
Yeah, people would call the office, and so that was what we wanted to provide for people, because what we started to realize is that in disaster law, there's what I learned. The first thing was everyone who had insurance was going to be denied FEMA. Right off the bat. And I didn't know if people would understand what that means and what they would need to do to appeal it. Because it's just being denied right off. Some people know humbug, they know try again. And you have 60 days to appeal. So I needed to figure out how to deal with insurance so that we could then provide the appeal for FEMA.
So you needed to talk to FEMA, insurance. You needed to learn the navigation process before you could help anybody.
Yeah, it's for sure. Because there is a disaster timeline that actually happens, and I didn't know that at the time. And so I met with some people who run the California Disaster Legal Services.
Okay.
And I tried to figure out what could we learn from them in their fires up in California. And so it was really dealing with insurance, then the FEMA appeals, and then within 90 days, they usually have a foreclosure freeze for 90 days, and then that lifts. So then it's dealing with mortgage companies, and then SBA loans are out, and that's another misnomer because you get one auntie who says, "Babes, can I get one SBA loan? I never have business," and I'm like, "Oh, you can, auntie. It's just called the business loan, but it's not. It's for you too." You know what I mean?
I thought SBA was Small Business Administration.
It is, but you can get it even as a homeowner.
Lucky Heidi did everybody's homework. So you create PONO Legal?
Yes, we create PONO Legal to try to provide free legal services. And what I did is reach out to my friend and classmate Kono Davis, because I knew he knew Lahaina and I knew he knew the fire station, and I knew there's a lot of firefighters who have to go right back to work and have to navigate this. And so how could we help them? And so I reached out to Kono.
Kono, how many firefighters lost their homes in the August of 2023?
So total 17 under the fire department, 12 of which are firefighters, 5 of which are lifeguards that fall under the fire department. And so we helped all 17. Yeah. So Heidi contacted me via phone when she was on the mainland, and she explained her idea, and she asked me if I could be of assistance, and I said absolutely. And she wanted to start with the firefighters, and I'm like, I can help with that. And so that's how it began. All of the stuff that you were talking about her learning, she was learning on the go. I mean, she would call me periodically at all times of the day and bounce things off of me and tell me that she's found out new information, and let's set up another meeting and let's get this thing going so that she can wrap her head around how it all worked. And it was, I mean, she's truly amazing.
She was leading that charge.
She was leading the charge.
So PONO Legal, what does, I know what PONO means in Hawaiian, you know, it's all balanced, it's all good. But you have an acronym for it?
Yeah, so, I think the idea is that we all want to be PONO lawyers, and we need to have PONO lawyers doing the right thing, obviously, and being balanced. And being culturally sensitive too in our lawyering. But the acronym is pro bono, so free, organization for Native Ohana. So really for the people to stay here in Hawaii.
And when you say Native, it could be anybody from Lahaina that was already in
Filipino, Lahaina, whatever. We're here for everybody. And the real idea was to fill the pukas in the legal system. Not that they're bad, it's just that, we have our good friends at Native Hawaiian Legal Corp, but they can only help you if you're Native Hawaiian. They kind of help you if you're Filipino, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so we can help fill those pukas. Legal aid has a barrier with your income and stuff like that. So we can help you even if you just were impacted or you lost your job and maybe you never lose your home, but we can help you with your unemployment and that kind of stuff too. So every area, there's so many, about 9 areas of law in a disaster that gets triggered, and one person could have like 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we had 17 total. 4 of them were lifeguards. 5.
Yeah.
And then you opened up PONO Legal to teachers?
So what happened was, I think we first of all, we had to give Kono props, because what he did is he got the fire station. So we didn't want people to have to come into Wailuku to the offices there, right? So we went out to, community. And so we got to be at the Lahaina fire station because Kono organized that whole thing for us. So we came to them. We tried to come at between 7 and 8 a.m. during the shift changes so we could get the most of them together and we could give them free legal assistance at that time. And so, I think you did a really good job, babes.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, Heidi set up all of it. I just got the firefighters together. We were on a text thread that she would bounce some ideas off of me, and I would bounce it off of them. Do you think that you guys could use some legal services in regards to insurance or what was
the FEMA appeals,
SBA loans? And so they would reply yes. So then we would schedule a time. Normally on a shift change, normally on a shift change, because the shift changes at 7:30 a.m. So we would try to do it somewhere between 7 and 8 so we can catch 2 watches.
Oh, right.
And then the off-duty firefighters that was affected would come over and would kind of ho'oponopono style in a circle, talk story. The professional services that she brought in would give their spiel, and they would be able to ask questions. It was a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
How did the Hawaii Community Foundation help PONO Legal?
So that was a little after. So what we did is we realized, going back to your other question with regards to, I think I saw Mayor at Komoda's maybe in October.
Okay.
And he was like, hey, you helping the police officers get 15 of those guys. So we reached out to the police officers.
So you added to your...
And then by November, we had teachers and stuff. And so I even brought Mom out, to go meet with teachers since she was an ex-teacher. And we met like at Canoe Beach at the bathrooms after school, like on 5 o'clock.
We know where that is, though.
Yeah.
We know where that is.
Yeah, and so that was our meeting place, and we could hear what their issues were. So by then, by December, we were trying to really help all the first responders. People had to go right back to work, but still had to deal with all of this.
They did.
And so I think by December, January, we're like, we need to apply for some money through Maui Strong because we wanted to make sure other people could be helped beyond that, too. We knew a lot of people didn't know about the resources that were there. So that's how Hawaii Community Foundation got involved, and we applied and we got funding in March. Amazing.
And what did that mean for you in real time
well,
or real jobs or real...
Yeah, so it made it so that we could hire another attorney because I was the one going back and forth because I get a full-time job.
Right.
So I was trying to be kono, get a couple jobs. So I was going back and forth, flying back and forth.
But yours is geographic, we get oceans between.
Yeah, plenty miles going back and forth.
Yeah.
But so we really needed someone full-time on Maui. And I really wanted, honestly, I talk about this as being a manifestation. Like I want a woman who's a lawyer, who has Lahaina roots, who can stay here, who cares about the community, who would just be amazing. And so I actually said her name out loud, when I did the application for the Maui Strong Money in January, and her mom was like, "You should call her," and I was like, "Really?" So it kind of all happened very, very. We were definitely. I always feel in this process I've been led by kupuna the whole time. There's always something magical that happens. Like I need something, and I say it out loud, and I ask, and then all of a sudden it's connected. You know what I mean? It's super, super.
I'm excited.
Chicken skin and manifestation. So yeah, it helped.
Are we gonna meet her today?
Oh hell yeah!
You can say hell yeah. You're Diane Ho's daughter.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? Come on now. I've been at that. Remember that pageant you used to have at the end? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You need long guts for that. And I did have long guts at one time. At this kupuna now. We'll be talking to that lawyer. We're looking forward to it. Kono, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
For the firefighters who are actually fighting the fire, to have kokua with community lawyering. Thank you, Heidi.
Yeah.
Because I saw her at the Ag Fest. Oh, I gotta talk to you about PONO Legal. And here we are.
Woo.
On Maui, you speak it into existence and it happens. Brought to you by Hawaii Community Foundation. We are Aloha Maui. Aloha, I'm Alaka Paleka. Welcome back to Aloha Maui, brought to you by Hawaii Community Foundation. In the spirit of Ka'ahumanu, it is my privilege to have 3 high-powered wahine involved in PONO Legal. We're going to go to the top dog, educator, schooled so many people in the art of litigation, people that you inspired to become a better person, Hawaiian Canoe Club, warrior, Hall of Famer football quarterback, and she's a chick. Ladies and gentlemen, Maui's #1 divorce lawyer, Diane Ho. How are you, girl?
Oh, I'm okay.
Girl, how are you? Are you retired or are you trying to retire?
I'm trying to get retired.
It's not happening, is it?
No.
No. Your reputation precedes you, girl.
I know, but I wish the phone wouldn't keep ringing.
You sure?
Yeah,
Just 1 or 2 a month? No.
Oh, I try to get rid of them, but no can.
No can.
No can.
And you're still instrumental in Hawaiian Canoe Club, right?
Yeah, that's now my #1 thing.
Okay. So you raised the daughter who I remember at one time she said, "I'm not gonna be one lawyer."
Yeah.
She's now a professor of law. But she has created PONO Legal that's helping first responders in Lahaina navigate how can they bring their homes to fruition. What are you doing for PONO Legal? I know you're someplace in that organization.
Well, I think I'm the president. And they successfully got me retired so that they could take my office over.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
And once Heidi Ho tells me something, I do it and jump.
Okay, like
Yeah.
you're going to a beauty appointment soon.
Yes.
You're going to change your hair color.
Yeah, because she says I look awful.
And you listen.
Of course.
Girl, I love that.
Yeah, she tells me
love
what
that.
to do.
Isn't that great after years of telling Maui what to do? No,
Yeah.
you gotta listen.
I
Isn't
gotta
that great?
listen to her. Yeah,
Oh, you know you did well. She's doing good things for our people.
she's
Thank
been
you.
doing good things all her life.
Yeah, thank you. And then we have Hi'ile Casco. Heidi, is this the attorney you were speaking of?
Yes, this is the reason Maui Strong Fund has allowed me to hire Hi'ile, my manifestation.
Okay, well, you know, girl, when you manifested, lucky your husband is a man of God.
I know.
Because, girl, you went straight to the top of the food chain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kako'o Maui is stacked with ke'ahis,
Yes.
we get kale'opus, we get akimas,
Yep, kapili.
and you have a casco?
I know.
Girl,
Right?
this is Lahaina.
There's royalty
They
right
used to
there.
do the football.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ryan, we're Hawaiian.
Hawaiian
I used to
Airlines.
work with all your cousins.
Yeah, all my
aunties,
cousins.
uncles
Yep.
at Royal Lahaina.
Yeah.
Harmony was the cupcake factory. She
Really?
used to cook cupcakes all the time. So, what made you become a lawyer?
Ooh, that's a good question. I originally actually did my bachelor's in college in science. Kind of figured out that that's what I didn't want to do. I wasn't really into math and chemistry after
That's
all.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I kind of started to transition into policy. And then during my master's doing environmental policy, I actually took a water law class with Kapoi Sprout, who's like our top
Yes.
Hawaii
Yes.
water lawyer.
Yes.
Huge Native Hawaiian rights advocate, and that really kind of opened my heart into law. And so she encouraged me to go to law school and helped me through that process.
You
and
found
so,
your passion, love.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Because, you know, when you go to those classes, it's like, oh, bro, I got to make this right.
Right.
Something's wrong. I got to fix it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
hanging out with the doers.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
The doers. They got you. Heidi, how has Hawaii Community Foundation supported your mission with PONO Legal?
You know, right now, really to hire Hi'ile, we need somebody on the ground 24/7 on Maui who understands Maui, who loves this place and wants to help us rebuild. And I really believe Hi'ile is that person. So funding helps us to employ and, you know, pay medical and all that
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of stuff, right? And also to rent mom's office and, and the phone lines and our office superstar who keeps us all together and everything. So their funding has helped us grow so that we can go beyond first responders and we can help the larger community, and that's what we are doing with Hi'ile.
Hile, how was it for you to go away, go through the journey of, I'll be a scientist. Water. Now that's a passion that's igniting. I need to make it right for the people. And now you are back in Lahaina after the wildfires, helping people get their houses back. What does that mean to you, a
Yeah.
Lahaina girl?
Yeah. I feel fulfilled because that was always, I've been away from home for 10 years going to school. So as of last September, that was my first time like living on Maui since I left from high school. And so the whole time, you know, I was kind of talking the talk like, yes, I want to return home to Maui, serve my community, not sure what that is yet. And so with PONO Legal, I keep telling Heidi this even yesterday, like the opportunity to actually walk the walk now is so fulfilling to me. And I feel so pono about it because even when I wrote my, you know, law school application, personal statement, I was like Native Hawaiian rights, water law, environmental law, serving my community, returning home. That's everything that I went to school for. And I think it kind of just made me feel so validated in my decisions because it is a sacrifice, you know, for a lot of my generation to go away for school, you know, kind of miss out on milestones, missing out on my little cousins growing up and my grandparents getting older, you know. And so that really, you know, was difficult for me, but I always had this mission to return home. And now with PONO Legal, I really get to do the work that I was trained for, and all the skills that I developed and all the experiences I had kind of led me to this point to be the best advocate I could be for my community. Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? What are some of your goals as you are a lawyer for PONO Legal besides getting the houses back for these first responders?
So many. So right now, PONO is actually, we have this motto. It's called Listen, Learn, Pivot. And that's what we've been doing the whole time, starting with Heidi, you know, listening to community members' needs, what they're going through, learning about that on our end, learning about them, but also on our end, what are the legal services and information we need to connect them with, and pivoting where needed, right? Because as kind of Heidi's been, we share on our website as well, there's a disaster timeline and there's different phases that you know, different families go through in terms of their rebuild, but also, you know, getting their employment back and all that kind of stuff. And so we've pivoted to what we see as a need, which is thinking about the future and safeguarding families for the future. And so we're learning and training up now on estate planning. So that's your power of attorney, your advanced healthcare directive, and also wills and trusts. So ensuring that when you do rebuild, that hale that you've worked so hard for now and coming, you know, from this huge, you know, disaster from is protected for your future generations.
Making sure it's insured to what it's really worth.
And going to your children that you want them to go to,
So listen,
learn,
which is what you really did with FEMA insurance. You set that navigation path. You learned the way for us to navigate this path, and then pivot when you got it right.
Always,
Always. That's a great game plan.
Yeah,
it's like your mother was a quarterback or something. Diane, how important is it for the community to have legal support from people they know and trust? Because we know you. You've had your hand in several career-making people on this island that we cannot mention your name. We cannot, but we know who you are, right? To build this trust, and how important is it for you to build that trust, to have integrity, because you know the people in this community depend on you, and whatever Diane Ho says.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I will tell you, though, that I am so thankful and happy to have both of these young ladies. I have to call you young ladies, but, you know, and I'm so proud of you for, I've been watching her grow up in the canoe club.
Yeah.
She's been a long time, and you know, I think the Cascos lost about 6 houses for the Casco families and stuff like that. But I've been watching her and what she does and how mature she was as a young girl, and just watching her climb. And so now I'm so happy that she's with us, because it's been like 15, 20 years for her to grow that up, you know.
Yes.
So that was awesome. And of course I like Heidi. Heidi went to law school twice. At least that's what she tells everybody. And so my job basically is to help them get to know, well, they know, but get to the right people in our community and get the support of the right people and let people know how good they are and how they can trust them. And that's the most important thing to me, is to make this generation.
You know, you are a great example, though. As a member of the Maui community, mahalo for always showing up. And we trust you because of the example you have lived on Maui for our people. So thank you. And you are inspiring Hi'ile. And this is your daughter. I know, let's talk about your sons. I know you have other children.
Yes,
So
I do.
let's say a little bit about each and every one of them. Mahalo, mahalo. They're all good.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, our oldest, Derek, passed away 2 years ago.
Okay.
And so he had, but his children are just amazing. His daughter is a teacher.
And her husband is a
and her husband's
fire captain.
Nice.
So we're connected in there, and 3 beautiful, well, they're great-grandchildren.
Right. Son too.
My son, too. He's making more babies. But he not him, his family.
Oh, okay.
He has 3 children also, and his only daughter's having her 5th child. So,
Nice.
Yes. And we have a set of twins and another one on the way
And
with
son-
him.
Son
And
3.
Darren is awesome. Darren is an ice carver.
Wow.
And he carves all over, like in Japan, everywhere.
Okay.
And people call him to do it. He once did a Harley Davidson in ice with everything, and he's just an amazing one. And he's always praying for me.
Oh, good.
So I love him.
She got one husband can pray for you too, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Episcopalian
Yeah.
prayers.
Yeah. He's the dean, you know.
Oh,
Sorry.
He's the dean of the whole church.
that's awesome. And then
Yeah.
you have son 3.
I have son 3, and he's in Vegas.
Nice.
And
He has a little.
yeah, he has a little. You know, when I was at Kamehameha schools, every time we had song contests, Noi Kimi
Yes.
used to tell.
My
She was our
sister.
leader. Yeah, your sister. She used to tell us all to be quiet and just mouth the words.
Okay.
Yeah. So one song contest, she pointed to us, the altos, and nobody sang. So we didn't do well.
We're not gonna sing.
Yeah. Anyway, but
His son is a
And you have Heidi Ho,
yeah.
who's doing great things like her
Yes.
mother. What does that mean for you?
Well, I just wanted to finish that other part.
okay.
I told you about the music part
Yes.
because my 3rd son has a 7-year-old that is fabulous. We went to Waikiki and he got on the piano there and started playing crazy and brought
I'm
down the
loving
house.
Love it.
Yeah. So we finally have a musician.
Right?
Yes, I'm very happy about that. Although her father was a musician.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, your daughter's doing good. What does that mean for you? To you?
It means everything. It
Yeah.
makes all of that worthwhile. You know, I don't know if you know, I lived in a van when I went to law school, and I had to send each of my children somewhere else for the 1 year, and I had to work 3 jobs on top of go to law school at the same time. But I'm happy I did it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like I said, she went to law school at the same time. At the first time, because I had to put her in the law school library because I had no care for her,
Right.
child care. So she wandered in the law school. Anyway, but she's always been the boss in our house,
Yeah.
of the boys too.
Yeah.
Since she was little, and she's amazing. I just can't, I don't know.
You did good, girl.
Huh?
You're a doer. You did good. You raised a doer.
No,
Thank you.
she's a thank you.
So, PONO Legal, what's coming up?
Yeah, so like what Hi'ile was saying, we're
Yes.
going to be researching and doing things for estate planning, and we want to provide that free
I
for
love that.
everyone to give them hope. We're also collaborating with real estate and tax attorneys because, those are big issues coming up as well. Like, do you have to, I had a GoFundMe account. Do I have to, acknowledge that to IRS? Do I have to?
Right.
So there's a lot of questions. Like, I got
True
money
that.
from SBA, I got money
Right.
from FEMA. What do I have to acknowledge and what do I have to not? So we want to kind of make sure we're continuing to educate.
So
the
you
community.
continue to listen and
And
learn.
learn.
Because, sometimes we read all these policies. It's hard to understand.
Yeah.
But you guys went to law school, so you got it. Yeah. You guys going to do our work.
We get
yeah.
plenty readers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then we're going to pivot.
Yeah.
But thank you for
Thank
being a
you.
part of our community. Thank you, Heidi Ho. And you are the future young lady.
Yeah.
Mahalo. Aloha Maui is brought to you by the Hawaii Community Foundation, which bridges community givers with community doers. And these ladies are certainly doing. Mahalo again for joining us. You can find us on YouTube. And if you're just listening to the podcast, go to any platform and type in Talk Aloha Maui. Mahalo, I'm Alaka i Paleka.